Belgium has often been called the cockpit of Europe and has been devastated twice in the last century by both World War I and World War II. On your Battlefields tour with Leisure Holidays, we're going to take you to many of the places associated with those two conflicts. We're here in the World War I cemetery called Saint-Symphorien. Just on the outskirts of Mons, it was built by the Germans to honour their men and also the British Army who fought here in Mons. Significantly, it contains the remains of the very first British Army casualty and the very last British Army casualty. Up the road from Mons, we're going to show you two monuments to significant events. The first one is to the Royal Irish Dragoon Guards, who fired the very first shot in World War I against German cavalry coming towards them. And on the other side of the road, the monument to the very last shots fired by Canadian infantry advancing from Mons on the morning of the 11th of November 1918. So we've moved on to Ninnie Bridge, but still in the area of firsts for the First World War, because this is where our first two Victoria Crosses were awarded for bravery. Lieutenant Dease and Private Godley were manning machine guns in and around the bridge as part of the 4th Royal Fusiliers company that was here at the time. Lieutenant Dease was seriously wounded and was ultimately to die here on the bridge, and Private Godley, having taken over the gun, suffered serious wounds as well. He was then taken away from the bridge by Belgian civilians, but was captured later by the Germans. In World War II, as in World War I, the bridges in Belgium were very important features. And this bridge at Pec is no exception. By May 1940, in World War II, the British Army are in retreat. They're coming from the Daal line near Brussels all the way back to the Escaut River, and they're blowing bridges on their way. It meant that the German attackers had to cross the river in combat boats, and they would be attacking into a well-defended Guards area on the far bank. Although the Guards defended bravely, in no time at all the Germans had forced a crossing at Poplar Wood and were able to push the Guards back into retreat. The Guards were making their way back towards the town of Dunkirk for rescue and for withdrawal back to England. This is the Leopold Canal, and having landed successfully in Normandy in June 1944, the Allies are making rapid progress across Europe. The Canadian 3rd Division are brought here to make an assault crossing on the canal and to follow the land on our right and go up towards the Scheldt estuary, where they're going to guarantee that Allied shipping will have a safe berth in Antwerp. To achieve this crossing, the Canadians are going to bring innovation to the battle, and in spite of the Germans being well prepared and well armed, the use of 27 flamethrowers by the Canadians really made the difference, and 2 of their battalions were able to establish themselves on this bank of the canal. There are 2 locations in this area that we'll show you on our tour. One is a German concrete bunker system responsible for part of the canal banking, and the second one is at Ede, where the Canadians have the monument to the men who made the canal crossing. Some of the soldiers who died on the Leopold Canal crossing are buried here at Addingham Canadian War Cemetery. It's a consolidation cemetery with men brought in from other Belgian battlefield areas. There are 1,119 grave markers here, including one from World War I. Battlefield Tours by Leisure Holidays will bring you to this and several other burial grounds in Belgium. We'll also visit many of the areas of conflict where men fought in World War I and World War II.